Hi, John Valvano here, and in this video we're going to use the loop to solve a numerical problem. We're going to find the square root. All right, so where do we begin? Well, I don't know. We begin with the problem definition, I guess. All right, so we're going to have an input, and it's going to be an x. And we're going to have an output of the square root in y. Again, I like to begin with testing, and so we're going to try it with x equal 100. And the square root of 100 is obviously 10. All right, let's begin to think about it. If y is going to be the square root of 100, or x, then the simpler equation that we might work with is y times y equals x. That's the definition of square root. Okay, so y is the value multiplied times itself, which is equal to x. All right, so that's my strategy. All right, so what I'm going to do is create pseudocode, which is going to define my algorithm. Okay, I'm going to make an initial guess. What do I think y should be? All right, I'm going to make a guess. We'll figure out what to guess later. And then using my algorithm, I'm going to search until y times y is equal to x. Now, it turns out I'm going to add the greater than or equal to x because I may go past my answer. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work up until I match my my expected value. And then inside my loop, what I want to do is march closer to the answer. Okay, I want to march closer to the answer, and that's my pseudocode. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the get closer over and over again until it matches. All right, since they're unsigned numbers, a very simple algorithm will start at the beginning, guess 0, and then I will get closer by making y larger. And again, because I'm in this section on while loops, you would not be surprised to realize I'm going to use a while loop. Okay, now from a strategy standpoint, it's possible that x was already equal to 0, and therefore y would have been 0, and the body of my loop may never get executed. Hence, I'm going to use a while loop. We use a do while when we're sure the body was going to be executed at least once. Okay, and so again, my strategy here is I'm going to quit when y gets big enough such that y times y is greater than or equal to x. And therefore, I'll use y times y is less than x as my way to continue the loop. All right? Okay, so now the question is, how do I get closer? I'm going to get closer just by marching one step in that direction. All right. There we go. That's my algorithm. All right, so now it's testing time. And so again, I'm going to use the board. I'm going to build it. I'm going to debug it. Okay, I'm in the debugger. I have two local variables, x and y. I've got them. The debugger automatically puts my local variables into the variables tab, but they don't exist yet because they're temporarily allocated. Okay, so I'm going to execute the first line, and you'll see that it became 100. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the algorithm. It begins with y equals 0, and then multiplies y times y. It's not bigger, so there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4, 5, 6. I'm hitting the, as you can see, I'm hitting the step over button. And when it gets to 10, then my while loop is going to fail because 10 times 10 is not, 10 times 10 is not bigger than 100, so my while loop now is going to fail. And I finished my program. All right, so in summary, we can use a while loop to execute things over and over again. And there are many algorithms in the computer science world that work around either the for loop, the while loop, or the do while loop. Okay, have fun.